Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, do they feel it too? That quiet electricity when your eyes meet across the room. That strange warmth when they laugh at something you said that wasn't even that funny. That unexplainable pull you feel toward them. And you can't help but wonder if the invisible thread tugging at your chest is also tugging at theirs. Here's the truth most people will never tell you. When someone truly falls in love with you, they almost never announce it with grand gestures or dramatic confessions. No. Love, real love, sneaks in through the back door. It whispers. It hides in the small, almost invisible moments that most people overlook entirely. It lives in the pauses between words, in the things left unsaid, in the micro-expressions that flash across someone's face for less than a second before disappearing. And the most heartbreaking part? Sometimes, someone has already given you their entire heart, and you have absolutely no idea. You're walking around, living your life, completely unaware that you are someone's whole world. That when you leave a room, the light leaves with you. That when you smile, someone's entire chest opens up like a sky breaking after a storm. Today, we're going to change that. We're going to pull back the curtain on love's most silent language. By the end of this, you will never look at the people around you the same way again. You'll start noticing things you've been blind to for years. And I want to warn you right now, some of what you're about to hear may make you think of someone specific. Someone who's been doing these things all along. Someone whose heart you've already stolen without even knowing it. These are 12 silent signs you've stolen someone's heart, backed by psychology, human behavior research, and the raw, unfiltered truth about how love actually works when no one is performing. Let's begin. Sign number 1. They remember the things you forget you even said. This is one of the most powerful and most overlooked signs that someone is deeply in love with you, and it goes far beyond having a good memory. You casually mentioned 3 weeks ago that you've been craving that specific pasta dish from that little restaurant downtown. You said it once. In passing, you barely remember saying it, and then one day they suggest going to that exact restaurant, or they show up with that exact dish. And when you look at them surprised, they shrug like it's nothing. You mentioned it a while back, they say, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. But here's what's actually happening inside their brain. According to psychological research on attention and emotional encoding, when someone is in love, their brain literally prioritizes information related to the person they love. It's not that they're trying to memorize everything you say, it's that their brain has flagged you as important, as essential, as someone worth paying deep attention to. So the things you say, even the throwaway comments, the half-finished thoughts, the random preferences you mention without thinking, all of it gets stored, filed away, treasured. Psychologists call this emotional salience. When someone matters to you on a deep emotional level, your brain assigns higher importance to everything associated with them. Their words carry more weight. Their preferences become data your mind refuses to delete. So when someone remembers that you don't like ice in your drinks, or that your favorite color changed from blue to green when you were 17, or that you once said Tuesdays feel heavier than Mondays, pay attention. That level of remembering isn't casual. That's a heart that has quietly, silently, completely wrapped itself around yours. Sign number 2, their voice changes when they talk to you. This one is almost impossible to fake, which is exactly what makes it so revealing. You might not notice it yourself, but other people do. The people around you, your friends, their friends, co-workers, they hear it. When this person talks to everyone else, their voice has a certain tone, a certain rhythm, a certain energy. But when they turn to you, something shifts. It might get softer, warmer, slower. There's a gentleness that wasn't there a moment ago. Or sometimes it goes the other way. They become more animated, more alive, like your very presence flips a switch inside them that lights up their entire vocal range. This is not a conscious choice. This is biology. Research published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that people unconsciously alter their vocal pitch and tone when speaking to someone they are romantically attracted to or emotionally bonded with. Men's voices tend to drop slightly lower, becoming deeper, which is an evolutionary signal of warmth and protectiveness. Women's voices often become slightly higher or more melodic, which signals openness and emotional engagement. But beyond pitch, it's the quality of the voice that changes. There's a tenderness that seeps in, a patience. They don't rush their words when they're talking to you. They don't clip their sentences short. They speak to you like your ears are sacred, like every word they offer you has been chosen carefully, even if they're just asking how your day was. If someone's voice turns into honey when they're talking to you, and everyone around you has noticed it except you, that's not just attraction. That's a heart that has already surrendered. Sign number 3. They find excuses to be physically close to you without making it obvious. This isn't about grand romantic touches. This isn't about someone grabbing your hand or pulling you in for a dramatic embrace. Those are loud signals. We're talking about the silent ones. This is the person who always somehow ends up sitting next to you, even when there are other seats available. They lean in slightly when you're talking, closing the gap between you by just a few inches, not enough to be obvious, but enough that you can feel their warmth. They brush against your arm when they walk past you. They hand you something and let their fingers linger against yours for just a fraction of a second longer than necessary. Psychologist Edward Hall developed the concept of proxemics, the study of how humans use physical space in social interactions. According to his research, we have invisible zones around our bodies: public space, social space, personal space, and intimate space. Intimate space is reserved for the people we trust most deeply, the people we feel emotionally safe with, the people we love. When someone consistently gravitates into your intimate space, when they position their body close to yours even when the situation doesn't require it, they're not doing it randomly. Their body is being pulled toward yours by an emotional gravity they may not even fully understand themselves. It's their heart speaking through proximity. And here's what makes this sign so beautifully silent. They usually don't even realize they're doing it. Ask them why they always sit next to you and they'll look confused. Do I? They'll say, yes, every single time. Because when you've stolen someone's heart, their body follows you like a compass follows north. Sign number 4, they check on you in ways that feel almost invisible. This person doesn't send you dramatic messages at 2 in the morning pouring their heart out. They don't write you love letters or make public declarations. What they do is far quieter and in many ways far more meaningful. They send you a message on a random Wednesday afternoon. Hey, did you eat today? They notice when you've gone quiet on social media and reach out with a simple, everything okay? When you mention you have a big meeting or a doctor's appointment, they remember. And later that day, without you having to remind them, they ask, how did it go? This is what psychologists call attentive care, and it's one of the most reliable indicators of deep emotional attachment. According to attachment theory, originally developed by John Bowlby, people who are deeply bonded to someone develop an internal monitoring system for that person's well-being. They become attuned to shifts in mood, energy, and presence. They notice when something is off before you even say anything. This kind of checking in isn't performative. It's not designed to impress you or earn points. It comes from a place of genuine, almost involuntary concern. They can't not ask. They can't not wonder. Your well-being has become entangled with their own peace of mind, and until they know you're okay, a part of them can't fully relax. If someone checks on you consistently, quietly, without fanfare or expectation of anything in return, that is one of the purest signs that your existence has become essential to their emotional world. Sign number 5. They defend you when you're not in the room. This is the one that will hit you right in the chest because you may never even know it's happening. When someone has truly given you their heart, they become your silent guardian. Not in a possessive or controlling way, but in a way that is rooted in deep respect and loyalty. When your name comes up in conversation and someone says something negative, dismissive, or unfair about you, this person doesn't stay silent. They speak up, not loudly, not aggressively, but firmly. They correct the narrative. They add context. They refuse to let a distorted version of you exist in a space they occupy. And the most powerful part, they never tell you about it. They don't come to you looking for gratitude or praise. They don't say, "Hey, I defended you today." They do it because it's not about getting credit. It's about the fact that your reputation, your dignity, your name, those things feel personal to them. An attack on you feels like an attack on them, because in their heart, you are not separate. You are a part of them. Research on loyalty and pro-social behavior in romantic attachment has consistently shown that people who are deeply in love exhibit protective behaviors that extend beyond the physical. They protect your image, your honor, your emotional safety, even in your absence, especially in your absence. If you ever discover, through a friend or by accident, that someone has been quietly defending you behind your back, stop and feel the weight of that. That is not friendship. That is not politeness. That is someone whose heart beats with your name written on it. Sign number 6. They mirror you without realizing it. Have you ever noticed that someone starts using your phrases, picking up your habits, laughing the way you laugh, ordering the same drink you always order, leaning the way you lean, crossing their arms when you cross yours? This is called mirroring, and it is one of the most well-documented phenomena in the psychology of love and bonding. The human brain contains what neuroscientists call mirror neurons, specialized cells that fire both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else performing that action. These neurons are the foundation of empathy, connection, and social bonding. And when someone is deeply emotionally connected to you, their mirror neuron system goes into overdrive. They begin unconsciously copying your behavior, your speech patterns, your body language, even your values and beliefs. A study from the University of Colorado found that romantic partners who exhibited high levels of mirroring reported significantly greater relationship satisfaction and emotional intimacy. But here's the key finding. The mirroring was almost entirely unconscious. The participants didn't know they were doing it. When researchers pointed it out, many were genuinely surprised. So, when someone starts saying honestly before every sentence because you do, or starts tilting their head the same way you do when they're thinking, or starts laughing with that same little snort you have, don't dismiss it as coincidence. Their subconscious mind is reaching toward you. Their brain is trying to synchronize with yours. And that kind of neural synchronization doesn't happen with just anyone. That's a heart that has already merged with yours in ways that go deeper than words. Sign number 7. They make sacrifices you never asked for. This might be the most heartbreaking sign on this entire list because it often goes completely unnoticed. Someone who has given you their heart will rearrange their life in ways you never asked them to. They'll drive an hour out of their way to drop something off for you and tell you they were in the area. They'll stay up late helping you with something, even though they have to wake up early the next morning. They'll cancel plans with other people to be available for you, and they'll never mention it. They'll put your comfort ahead of their own, consistently, quietly, without any expectation of reciprocity. This is what psychologists refer to as self-sacrificial behavior in attachment bonds, and it is one of the most powerful indicators of deep love. According to research published in the journal Personal Relationships, individuals who are securely and deeply attached to someone are significantly more likely to engage in voluntary self-sacrifice, meaning they willingly give up their own comfort, time, resources, or preferences for the well-being of the person they love. But what makes this sign so silent is that the person doing it rarely frames it as a sacrifice. To them, it doesn't feel like they're giving something up. It feels natural. It feels obvious. Of course, they'd drive across town at 11 at night because you needed something. Of course, they'd skip their favorite show to help you practice for your presentation. Of course, they'd choose your happiness over their convenience. That, of course, is the giveaway. When someone treats their sacrifices for you as obvious, as automatic, as not even worth mentioning, you haven't just stolen their heart. You've become the thing their heart beats for. Sign number 8. They get quiet when you talk about someone else romantically. This is one of the most painful silent signs, and if you've been on the receiving end of it, you know exactly what I'm about to describe. You're talking to this person, casually, comfortably, like you always do, and then you mention someone, a date you went on, someone who's been flirting with you, a crush you're developing, and in that moment, something changes. The energy shifts. They don't react dramatically. They don't get angry or jealous or confrontational. They just go quiet, a little too quiet. Their smile stays, but it loses its warmth. Their eyes stay on you, but something behind them dims. They might say, "That's great," or "I'm happy for you," but the words land flat, hollow, like they're being spoken from a place that's trying very hard to hold itself together. This is what psychologists call emotional suppression, and it is one of the most exhausting psychological processes a human being can engage in. Research by Dr. James Gross at Stanford University has shown that suppressing emotions, particularly emotions related to love, jealousy, and attachment, requires enormous cognitive and emotional resources. The person doing it is burning through mental energy to maintain a calm exterior while their internal world is in turmoil. They're not being manipulative. They're not trying to guilt you. In fact, they're doing the opposite. They're trying to protect you from the burden of their feelings. They don't want to make it about them. They don't want to complicate your happiness, so they swallow their pain, put on a brave face, and change the subject. If someone's light dims when you mention another person romantically, look closer. That dimming isn't indifference. That's heartbreak happening in real time, right in front of you, and they're doing everything they can to make sure you never see it. Sign number 9. They notice the smallest changes in you. You got a haircut. Not a dramatic one, just a trim, maybe an inch or two. And this person notices immediately. "You cut your hair," they say, like it's the most noticeable thing in the world. You changed your perfume or cologne. You're wearing a new pair of shoes. You switched the part in your hair. You seem a little tired today. Your smile isn't quite reaching your eyes. They notice all of it, every tiny detail, every subtle shift. This isn't about being observant as a personality trait. This is about where their attention lives. And according to cognitive psychology, attention is one of the most honest indicators of what matters to someone. We pay attention to what we value. We notice details about the things and people that our brain has categorized as important. Research on attentional bias in romantic attachment has shown that people who are in love develop a heightened perceptual sensitivity to their loved one. Their brain literally becomes better at detecting changes in that specific person, changes in appearance, changes in mood, changes in energy, changes in behavior. It's as if their perceptual system has been fine-tuned to pick up on your specific frequency. So when someone notices that your laugh was a little shorter today, or that you've been fidgeting more than usual, or that the light in your eyes is different than it was yesterday, that's not them being nosy or overly analytical. That's someone who has studied you like you're their favorite book. Someone who knows your chapters by heart. Someone who can tell when a single word has been changed. That level of attention isn't given freely. It's reserved for the person who owns their heart. Sign number 10. They share their silence with you. In a world that is constantly loud, constantly performing, constantly demanding that we fill every moment with noise and activity and content, silence has become one of the most intimate currencies we have. And when someone is willing to share their silence with you, to simply exist beside you without words, without distraction, without the need to fill the space, that is one of the deepest forms of trust and love a human being can offer. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. Psychological research on social anxiety and conversational dynamics has shown that most people begin to feel anxious after just 4 seconds of silence in a social interaction. 4 seconds. That's how quickly our brains start screaming at us to say something, anything, to break the quiet. But when someone has given you their heart, silence with you doesn't feel empty. It feels full. It feels safe. It feels like home. This connects to what psychologists call secure attachment behavior. People who feel deeply and securely bonded to someone reach a state where the other person's presence alone is enough. They don't need conversation to feel connected. They don't need activity to feel engaged. Just being near you, breathing the same air, existing in the same space, that is enough. That is everything. So if someone can sit with you in complete silence and look completely at peace, if they can drive with you without turning on music or starting a conversation, if they can lie next to you and just be, that is not boredom. That is not disinterest. That is a person who has found their resting place. And that resting place is you. You have become their calm, their stillness, their home. And homes don't need to be loud to be loved. Sign number 11. They unconsciously prioritize your happiness over their own comfort. This sign is different from making sacrifices, which we discussed earlier. This is subtler, more ingrained, more automatic. This is the person who always lets you pick the movie, even though they have preferences of their own. The person who gives you the better seat, the bigger portion, the more comfortable pillow. The person who walks on the outside of the sidewalk without ever being asked. The person who adjusts the temperature in the car because they noticed you rubbing your arms, even though they were perfectly comfortable. These aren't grand romantic gestures. These are micro behaviors, tiny, almost invisible acts that reveal a deeply embedded emotional orientation toward your well-being. In psychological terms, this is known as communal orientation, a relationship style in which one partner's needs are not just considered, but are instinctively prioritized. Research by Dr. Margaret Clark at Yale University has shown that in deeply bonded relationships, the line between self-interest and other interest begins to blur. The other person's comfort starts to feel like your own comfort. Their happiness starts to feel like your own happiness. Their discomfort starts to feel like your own discomfort. This is why the person who loves you silently will adjust the blanket over your shoulders while you're sleeping. This is why they'll take the burnt piece of toast and give you the good one without even thinking about it. This is why they'll stand in the rain and give you the umbrella. They're not being selfless in a calculated way. They're not keeping score. Their internal compass has simply recalibrated, and the needle now points to you. Your comfort has become their priority because your happiness has become indistinguishable from their own. If someone consistently puts your ease ahead of their own, in ways so small you almost don't notice, look at them again. Really look. Because that quiet, unglamorous, unremarkable prioritization is what real love looks like when it's not performing for an audience. Sign number 12. They look at you when you're not looking. We've arrived at the final sign, and in many ways, this is the most powerful one of all, because this is the sign that exists purely in the spaces between awareness, the sign that lives in the moments you never catch, the sign that only other people notice, or that you only feel as a tingling at the back of your neck, a warmth you can't explain, a sense that someone's gaze is resting on you like sunlight. When someone has given you their heart, they look at you when you're not looking. They watch you while you're laughing at someone else's joke. They study your face while you're reading the menu. They gaze at you while you're lost in thought, staring out the window, completely unaware that you are being seen, deeply and completely, by someone who thinks you are the most extraordinary thing in any room you enter. And when you turn and catch them looking, they glance away quickly, or they hold your gaze for just a second too long. And in that second, everything they've never said is written across their face in a language that doesn't need words. This is rooted in what psychologists call affiliative gaze, a prolonged, soft-focused gaze that signals emotional attachment, warmth, and bonding. Research conducted by Dr. Zick Rubin, one of the pioneers of the scientific study of love, found that couples who were deeply in love spent significantly more time gazing at each other compared to couples who were less emotionally bonded. But critically, much of this gazing happened when the other person wasn't looking. It was observational, appreciative, almost reverential. Neuroscience supports this as well. When we look at someone we love, our brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and dopamine, the pleasure chemical. Looking at you literally makes them feel good, so they do it whenever they can, not to be seen looking, not to communicate anything specific, but because their brain has become addicted to the sight of you, and looking away feels like deprivation. If you've ever caught someone staring at you with an expression that's soft, warm, unguarded, and slightly vulnerable, and they looked away the moment you noticed, you've just witnessed the most honest confession of love a human being can make without ever opening their mouth. So there they are. 12 silent signs that someone has given you their heart, not with words, not with grand declarations, but with the quiet, persistent, almost invisible language of genuine love. And now I want you to sit with something for a moment. As you listened to these 12 signs, did someone come to mind? Did a face appear in your thoughts? Did a name echo softly in the back of your consciousness? Because if it did, that's not random. That's your own heart recognizing something your mind has been trying to ignore. That's your subconscious connecting the dots, matching these signs to a real person who has been doing these things all along, quietly, patiently, without ever asking for anything in return. And here's what I want to leave you with. A truth that psychology can measure but never fully capture. A truth that science can observe but never completely explain. Love, real love, the kind that changes you at a molecular level, doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need spotlights or stages or scripts. It lives in the margins, in the footnotes, in the space between what is said and what is meant. It's in the glass of water someone places on your nightstand before you even realize you're thirsty. It's in the jacket draped over your shoulders before you feel the cold. It's in the way someone says your name, like it's the only word in any language that their mouth was designed to speak. The tragedy of love is not that it goes unspoken. The tragedy is that it goes unseen. That someone can love you with every cell in their body, with every thought in their mind, with every beat of their heart, and you can miss it. Because you were looking for fireworks when love was showing up as a candle, steady, warm, constant, and quietly illuminating everything. So open your eyes, not wider, deeper. Start seeing the people around you not just for what they say, but for what they do. Not just for the words they speak, but for the silences they share with you. Not just for the grand gestures, but for the tiny, almost invisible acts of devotion that happen every single day. Because somewhere, right now, someone is thinking about you. Someone is wondering if you're okay. Someone is remembering something you said 3 weeks ago. Someone's voice is getting softer as they say your name. Someone is looking at you when you're not looking, and their heart is so full of you that it aches. You have stolen someone's heart. The only question is whether you'll be brave enough to see it. And once you see it, whether you'll be brave enough to hold it gently, because a heart given silently is a heart given completely. And there is nothing in this world more precious, more sacred, more deserving of care than a love that never needed to be loud to be real. Thank you for listening. If this reached you, if it made you think of someone, if it opened your eyes even a little, then it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Take what you've learned today and carry it with you. Let it change the way you see the people who love you. Let it change the way you love them back. Because the greatest love stories in the world were never the loudest ones. They were the quietest, and they were happening all along, in the silence, waiting to be noticed.